Entrepreneur Series presented by WizVentures.com. I'm Danielle Vallée, founder of WizVentures.com, a website dedicated to helping America get back to work by providing you with everything you need to create your dream job and start a business.
Good afternoon. I'm interviewing a young entrepreneur from Texas, Ben Weissenstein. Am I saying that correctly, Ben?
Yep, Ben Weissenstein.
Weissenstein. Thank you.
Yep.
So, Ben, you're 19 years old, right?
Yep, I am 19.
I have heard that you started your business, your first business, at a very young age. Tell me a little bit about that, because you apparently have a major newspaper coverage at that time, right?
Yeah, well, I actually started at a very young age. At 4 years old, started doing lemonade stands, and I was actually fortunate to get on the front page cover of the Houston Chronicle, and it was a picture of me selling lemonade. So kind of always had that entrepreneurial mindset of wanting to make money, even from a real early age.
And do you have any idea how you managed to do that, get on the cover page?
Actually, I think that was really lucky. The photographer was driving by from the Houston Chronicle, happened to see a little kid with bushy blonde hair selling lemonade. You know, it said ice cold lemonade. I think it was 25 cents, and I guess I was really hyped up and all, and came up and asked for a photograph, and kind of didn't think I'd get on the front page cover, but I guess that was the start of my entrepreneurial journey at age 4.
Yeah, talk about being at the right place at the right time, right?
Yeah, exactly. That was definitely right place, right time.
And so were you always an entrepreneur, or did you have like a gap and started again later?
Yeah, no, I've always been an entrepreneur. I've actually had one job where I worked for someone, where I worked at a grocery store over the summer. And that was fun. It was a learning experience. It was different since I had people, you know, ahead of me who were telling me what to do and stuff. But definitely always been an entrepreneur, and I feel like when you're an entrepreneur, you're always an entrepreneur. You want to, you know, make your own money. You want to be in charge, and it's a mindset. If you're an entrepreneur, I don't see how you could ever want to, you know, work for anyone or do anything else.
Well, that's probably true. There is a typical profile, entrepreneurial profile. However, I think, I don't know if you would agree with me, that some people who might not have as strong a profile as you do might still be able to start a business. What do you think about that?
Yeah, no, I agree completely. I mean, I know there's all sorts of entrepreneurship programs now at colleges across the country. They're actually adding a lot of new programs at different schools. And what they're doing is they're kind of teaching people how to be entrepreneurs. And I kind of feel that, you know, you're either born an entrepreneur or you're not. But at the same time, I kind of feel like everybody's born an entrepreneur in a way. Just some people are, you know, more intense than others. But yeah, I feel like anyone can start a business as long as you're determined and you get the knowledge to start it up.
Absolutely. So tell us about your current businesses. You have at least 3 businesses right now, is that correct?
Yep, well, Grand Slam Garage Sales is my main company. And I have boldentrepreneur.com, and I have the Entitled Group. And those are my main companies, and I'm in the process of starting a charitable foundation called Home Run Helpers. Grand Slam Garage Sales, you know, like I said, it's my main company, and what we do is we run garage sales for people from start to finish. So that means our workers come in uniforms and very professional, come to the customer's house, organize everything, take it out, price it, sell everything. Whatever doesn't sell, we bring to Goodwill. So we take care of the entire process. We even advertise for the sale, so we do it all.
It's a turnkey operation from beginning to end, right?
Exactly. It's start to finish. And that's the nice thing. The customer doesn't have to worry about a thing. They can sit back. We've had customers who have actually been out of town while we were running their garage sale. So they literally do not have to worry about a thing. I mean, we do it all.
Wow. So you must be able to suggest prices for stuff even better than like the average person could? Yeah.
Definitely we've learned, you know, how to price things over the years as we've done research and now done a few hundred sales. So that's definitely helped to get more money at each sale. So the thing is, you know, the customer is going to make a nice amount of money. They're going to do nothing, and they get rid of all their extra unwanted items.
So would that be your main business at the moment?
Yeah, we're right now trying to franchise the concept. We've been working for a really long time on figuring out everything that has to happen to franchise. To do that, there's all sorts of legal work and loops you have to go through, tons of documentation from operations manuals to training manuals. We just had a really nice new website done with all sorts of back-end programming for the franchisees. And it looks like we'll finally be launching our franchise in about August. So once we start franchising, that's when hopefully all my big dreams will kind of start coming into fruition. Our goals are actually to sell up to 50 franchises at least this year alone. So franchise all over the country, and then, in the years to come, international. The sky's the limit.
Franchising is a way to, I think it's a good formula for those people who don't have such a strong entrepreneur profile to be able to launch a business, but with some kind of procedures already made for them and instructions and even training. I believe you'll probably be training people to do that, right?
Yeah, no, I agree 100%, because when you're buying a franchise, you're basically buying a proven concept and support. So they're getting the concept, they're getting, your operations manual, which says exactly what to do and all. You're getting your support and help and national branding, which is another big thing. So, if you buy into a franchise and become a franchisee, you're still going to be an entrepreneur in that sense, and it's kind of a less risky way to do it. So
it's maybe a bit more expensive to start with, but it lessens the level of risk substantially, right?
Exactly. So it ends up making a lot of sense. And we actually, our franchise is going to be very low investment. We don't know exactly how much yet, but compared to most franchises, we've made it very affordable so that we can hit the mass market with it.
That sounds absolutely great. And I've also seen on your website that you're offering cleaning services for the garage sales.
Yes, we have a few other services. We have our clean sweep item removal service as well. That's where someone doesn't want to have a garage sale, but they still want to get rid of unwanted items. We do that. We also have our pinch hit pressure washing service. So we pressure wash homes, driveways, businesses. And now we have our major league moving service. So anyone that needs any moving help, we do that as well, because we figured about 75% of our customers are actually moving. So why not, run the garage sale and then help them move as well. So we've just added that service.
Tell us how you started at the beginning. What did you do to make your business known? How did you first start, your promotion and your advertising?
Yeah, well, what happened at first was just me and another friend, just us two. And I was like, all right, I don't know exactly what we're going to do. I know we want to run garage sales, but let's start getting the word out. So initially I just said, let's make flyers. That's extremely cheap. Did that, and then we put them at a local grocery store called Jam H, and we didn't get a call for 2 weeks. 2 weeks later, we got our first call, which was the most exciting thing ever, that someone was actually going to pay us to, run their garage sale. And it was very unorganized, 200 garage sales ago. Very unorganized.
The first customer is always the hardest to get, isn't it?
Exactly. And the funny thing is, we were trying to pretend like we had already done tons of jobs. We were trying to act, overly professional and, pretend that we were a much bigger business than we were, because we were just two kids, which was the way to do it. But we definitely didn't know exactly what we were doing. But you have to start somewhere.
Yes, and it's a bit awkward too, and it's almost like having stage fright, right?
Yeah, it's like jumping into it is definitely something very different. Having to talk very professional to the customer, and you're dealing with their stuff and dealing with money, and you have to come off as a real business, and so there's a lot to it. But it was definitely I'm definitely glad we did it, because
We're now pausing because YouTube doesn't allow for more than 10 minutes of interview at a time. We'll resume with part 2 of this interview with the same title. So please go to part 2 now for the remainder of this interview, and remember that you can always find the information regarding these interviews on www.wisventures.com/interviews.html.